Good afternoon. Nice Sunday afternoon. Very wet and windy outside. So I took this opportunity to make an indoor video in answer to my good friend Chassepot, who recently made a nice video. I put it in the bucket below about the 3-pipe challenge. And the 3-pipe challenge, as you see in the labels here, is the first one, your best smoker, the one that you think smokes best. The second pipe is your sort of go-to favorite that you just keep reaching for over a proportionate number of times with all of the choice of pipes you've got. And the third pipe is the thing that surprised you, a pipe that you somehow were not expecting what you got or how it performed. Now, as I said already to Michael, this is actually an impossible question to really answer. If you've got 3 pipes, I guess it's easy. If you've got 10, yeah, it's still not too difficult. I have 100 pipes. Okay, 20 are cobs, let's say, or 15 or 20. But that makes it very difficult. And to all of these questions, there are aspects in most of those pipes that I could mention. So because I couldn't really solve it one way, I've tried to solve it by giving you 3 possible solutions from my collection. So 9 pipes here that I will quickly go through why in each category. I could have gone on very easily and had 10 times 3 solutions, or 30 pipes, and they would have all had arguments why they would have been in those different categories. I suppose I just love my pipes, all of them, too much to be able to sort of really differentiate. But I went through most of them this morning for an hour and a half and came to this sort of pick list by my first impulse. But like I said, I could have really gone on. But anyway, let's make a start. So the first ones that I easily picked out, best smoker is of course a meerschaum pipe. This one here, from Turkey, of course, as they pretty well most are, is a kind of odd shape, not that attractive, but I asked them to make me one that was very large in the bowl size so that it would do a good cooling job and had a good capacity for the tobacco, because I like a big pipe, and it had to be 9mm. So all but one of these pipes you see here are 9mm. There's one exception which I'll come to. You probably guessed it already, but now when I get a tobacco that I know needs a bit of care in smoking, or maybe is even a difficult one, or something that everyone says it will ghost all your pipes for the next 10,000 years, I reach for a meerschaum. I've only got 4 meerschaum pipes, but it's important to have, I think, 1 or 2 in your collection. And they do smoke cooler, and they do handle moisture very well because they breathe. And nowadays you can get them in 9mm, as this one here is. And there are a lot of different makers which you can find on eBay, who will offer you pretty good prices with delivery from Turkey for these kind of pipes. This one particularly was from White Fang, which is Newton Piper put me onto that pipe maker in Turkey. And it is a very good go-to pipe when I've got to, I've got a lot of Virginia in it, or it's a very strong flavoured pipe and I'm trying to size it up and understand. So usually one of the bowls I smoke of a new tobacco for a tobacco review is in a meerschaum, because they do smoke cool. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for genuine taste and a cool smoke, and no bite, you know. And they definitely hand that particularly well. So that's number one best smoker. A go-to favourite, you know, I of course favour Prince pipes, so I love a Prince shape. And one of my favourite Princes is this one from Andreas Ritchie, which is one of the few pipe carvers in Switzerland, in Bern, and he does a fantastic job, and he makes generally larger pipes, which I like with it. And I said make it real large with a real atomic bowl. Look, you see my thumb goes in there very easily, so lots of capacity. It's 9mm again, beautiful red stem. It's a kind of one of my channel pipes, so I've got the red and a bit of silver here, and it's a beautiful pipe, and always smokes really well. Because larger pipes are longer, again you've got a bit of more cooling here, you've got a bit of more breathing capacity in the bowl. So you know, I just love this pipe. I love the look of it, the quality. For 150 francs, about $170 it cost me, but that for an artisan pipe of this quality, I'm very happy with it. So that is the go-to, one of my go-to favourites. And you know, this red stem at Christmas or whatever, at special occasions, it looks very elegant, but I'm biased on Prince shapes. I just love them. And then a surprise pipe. Well, you know, my PP&M channel from Mikel there in Serbia, he has great estate pipes. Well, one of the first that I bought from him was this one, which was the Machiavelli pipe. There's the symbol here. I've talked about this under my video about Machiavelli and these pipes. And of course I've said to everybody, are these Italian made? It doesn't say made in Italy, it just says Machiavelli, and the model is Gorgo, because it's a huge pipe. It's as big as any of those beasts out there I've seen. Look at it. I've got, let's say, large category hands, and this thing is actually bloody colossal, you know. You could almost look. I get my thumb almost up to the third knuckle. So, and what amazed me by this pipe is its size, of course, and it's 9mm. You know, couldn't miss it, and it's beautifully drilled. See? Probably just see the hole, pretty well perfect there. So whoever made this pipe knew what he was doing, but everyone, my sources in Italy say it can't be made in Italy. They would have said it down here, and everyone thinks it's some other Mediterranean country who had some kind of tradition with pipes. That could be Greece, for example, or Israel. But they were trying to give it an Italian name for, you know, marketing purposes. Could be, whatever. It's a beautiful pipe. It smokes also very good. It's great when you've got a ton of one of your very favourite blends that you can smoke for 2 hours in this pipe. And it surprised me. Machiavelli, who they are, I still don't know where the factory was. I think they've stopped since the 90s or something, or 2000. whoever was making them. But again, I ask if anyone knows who they were, where the factory was, which country at least, you know. I've looked on Pipedia, Pipefill. They say it's a bit of a mystery one, you know. And I've got 2 pipes which are, so okay, it's only 2, but both are excellent drilling, very nice finishing and quality. So whoever was making them was good, you know. So that is row number 1. Let's go to row number 2. So best smoker, what have I said? I like cool. I like something that's gonna take generally a 9mm filter and give me a nice cool smoke and has a reasonable amount of capacity. And you could say, well, if you want a cool smoke, why not Churchwarden? And so, and I do have 2 or 3 Churchwardens, the longer ones. But I particularly favour this half Churchwarden because it's still, you can put that into your pocket. It just, and you know, a real Churchwarden is kind of hard to transport. So this one from Vauen, which I got in Switzerland, and it's a beautiful, it's a very nice stained grain job, lovely little nickel collar here. Vauen do on their better qualities put a white dot, and this gives you a very nice smoke. It's not a vast capacity here, but it's let's say medium to large. Very good for flakes. This gives you a very good, nice, cool smoke, and it's actually pleasant with this longer stem to rest your elbow on the side of your body, and you can just be very comfortable sitting or even walking with this lovely half Churchwarden Vauen pipe. So that was the choice here. Then a go-to favourite, which is true, and sometimes it's the aesthetics that I like, how it looks. I love this white stem on this Ben Wade pipe, full bent. This is the Garrick model from mysmokingpipes.co.uk. I think they may have stopped offering this line of Ben Wade. These are new pipes, not the old historic Ben Wades, but I have at least 10 of them, and they're all very good pipes. And I like the look of this, and I like the feel of it. Again, it's a fairly, this is definitely a large bowl, and nice, reasonably thick wall. So again, it's giving me a good smoke, and yeah, I often, more often than not, reach for these white stem Garricks. I have 3 different models, a straight, a half bent, and a bent like this one, and they are great. Also sort of, again, with the white stem for special occasions, or in summer, or even at Christmas, you know, one of the pipes I would consider that's appropriate. So and it's a nice rustic, of course, finish here, but very nicely made and well drilled. And again, all of these pipes tend, the ones I'm showing, don't gurgle, or generally are pretty well drilled or perfectly drilled. So the second under surprises was this one. Well, I've talked about estate pipes, and I've started collecting over the last 6 months more and more of those, and they generally are non-filter pipes. And this is the Benson and Hedges one that you saw in a previous video about a month or 6 weeks ago. with the lovely silver collar. And what surprised me is this pipe was stamped with some initials, and those were of the owner of the Benson and Hedges company in the 1920s. And I'm not saying that definitely belonged to him, but it could have done. And this is again quite a rare pipe, and I think sometimes you can find these estate pipes that you like. I went out after it because of Benson and Hedges. Mr. Hedges, that's an H to the right. You probably can't see it very well there. And this pipe actually, surprisingly, so what I do is I use Denicule crystals in the bowl, and I've realised that if it's a good pipe, that will do for filtering. That will do a pretty good job, and you'll have the advantage of getting a bit more flavour through. So there are certain tobaccos where you basically, they have more subtle flavours, and you want to really pick up everything that it's got to give, and these non-filter pipes are actually better for that. It's got a lovely grain, reasonably normal thick bowl, but I find that it does insulate extremely well. I think the briar quality is old briar, probably 70-year-old, like they used to back in those days, more commonly when it was still available. And it does smoke very well, and it surprised me that, you know, I actually got a pipe that was what I wanted, but it was actually even better in many ways. And I look forward when I certainly Benson and Hedges Mellow Virginia, or what is called Special Virginia today, I am using this pipe, and I actually love that tobacco. Really do. So that was row 2. Let's have a look now of the third set of 3. So a best smoker, and in a way, small, a degree of surprise. So this was the Matches pipe. Many of you have got one of those. There you are. This is one 318 of 860. And of course I got this as a remembrance pipe about dear old Matches. And when I saw the shape, I thought, well, it's probably not particularly one that I would like. But I've grown to love this pipe. It smokes extremely well. And in this particular case, it's Savinelli. They were offering 6mm, but that's okay now. I've got these Parisa filters, and the new Savinelli filters fit very, very well. So that's not so much an issue anymore between 9 and 6, although I like 9mm because of the capacity. If you've got a not too wet blend, you could even do a second bowl with the same filter, though half the time I'm changing it after one filter. Here with 6mm I would always change it after a bowl. But it's it's grown on me. I like the look of it, and what surprises me is it smokes extraordinarily well. It's again pretty well perfectly drilled. It's in the middle. It's slightly lower than centre, but it's actually perfect. You can probably just see it there. Pretty well at the base in the middle. So that's the Savinelli 673 Roma, with this nice little red stain around the top of the bowl. Matches remembrance pipe. It's very, very lovely, and does give you a good cool smoke. Now, of course, back to Prince's on go-to favourites, and still Savinelli Roma, is this 9mm Prince pipe, Savinelli 315. Beautiful pipe, but with an X bowl. I found these more common on smokingpipes.eu, the European smoking pipes. And sometimes they have sales where you can get these for €60. I just got another one of these because I just love this pipe. And it's 9mm, as is the new one that should be arriving before long. Very attractive. A large, longer stem because it's a huge bowl, but it still looks classy. You're wearing your dinner jacket or your tuxedo with this. Very, very stylish, and again, I love princes. And a huge bowl, 22mm, and pretty deep as well. So beautiful pipe, and just, you know, I have to almost stop myself always just going to this. If I would only have 10 pipes, you know, 2 of them would be these X315 Savinelli 9mm, maybe one in Roma style and one in another, but absolutely gorgeous pipes. And last but not least, and you've guessed it, from a couple of videos ago, is this Dunhill pipe, which was a surprise because I never thought I would be able to afford one or get one, and I found this lovely site. You can look on the video, which I'll put a link below, but it's only a couple of videos ago that I did this. And I was able to date it for 1977 with the code here from Dunhill, and also with the jeweller's stamp here on the hallmark. And I haven't smoked it yet, but it's just a pure surprise that I actually got there. I have something that I liked and found attractive. Everyone tells me, or a number of experts have said, actually this is pretty rare. This is only made in 77, 78 with a 5-number stamp, and it's actually a beautiful, it's this red bark sandblast. Anyway, I've talked about this in the other video extensively. It's one I would use a flake for because it's quite thin-walled, and I want something that's cool by its nature in this bowl, not to give too much burn wear on it over time. So I would always be putting a nice flake in here. In fact, I just ordered some Peterson flake, which used to be the Dunhill flake, to give its inaugural flight, and we'll see how that goes. But very, very attractive, and you know, I can't still believe I've actually got this, you know, wonderful. So that's it. Hope that Mikkel does justice to your wonderful 3-pipe question. But if it was 9-pipe or 30-pipe, I'm sure I could go through sets of 3 over and over again, because I just love tobacco pipes. Cheerio, and take care.